to thank Michael Moore because he really spurred a lot of conservatives to do something and get back into filmmaking because they realized, you know, we can't let the popular culture just belong totally to one side.
And it's the one thing the Republicans can't figure out how to do. It drives them crazy. They don't know how to make movies.
I do thank him because he spawned an industry. We have a whole slew of great documentaries that answer him.
The industry is laughably bad, so I don't think that those films mean crap.
Whether you agree with us or not, it's a positive thing because we are adding to speech. We're giving a voice to people that feel like they don't have a voice.
They don't seem to be very peaceful.
We believe in putting art back above politics and to free conservatives up creatively to just go out and make films that are true to their opinions.
They love peace and killing Jews. That's what they're all about.
A lot of the films in our festival were a direct result of Mr. Moore's polemicized filmmaking, and in a funny way, he's probably having an effect that he didn't fully intend.
After deserting Ralph Nader in the 2000 election, Michael takes pot shots at him on the Slacker tour, hoping to woo some of Nader's fans to the Democrats. But they're just angry at his betrayal.
Hang on. All right, we got the Nader people here now. We got the Naders.
He wanted so badly to get Bush out that he was going to go for the only likely alternative, which was John Kerry. But he didn't have to be so antagonistic to us. He didn't have to go around the country undermining us.
It feels good to vote for Ralph. I voted for Ralph.
He has that personality quirk. It's not very pretty.
You go in the voting booth and you close the little curtain, and there you are, just you and Ralph alone in the booth. Oh, there he is on the ballot. Oh, Ralph. Oh, Ralph. Oh, you're so good. You're so right. Ah. Oh. And then you open the little curtain and have a cigarette, and it feels good. It feels good.
He's a total sellout. He used to be with Nader, and now he supports Kerry. Kerry's pro-war. Total sellout. Can you give me a reason? Nope. Why not? Why not?
Touch me.
Okay, you give me a reason.
Have a good night. Fascist. Michael Moore's a traitor.
Thank you.
Nader has asked him to debate. Michael Moore's a chicken shit.
Personality, wanting to be loved, worrying about his Democratic peers in Hollywood and New York. All this is in the mix with Michael, and I think he's confused.
4 months before starting the Slacker tour, Michael launches a weapon from the Cannes Film Festival to unseat President George Bush, Fahrenheit 9/11. We're on our way to Cannes, but before we leave, we get some bad news.
So it looks like we're not getting Michael Moore. Michael Moore's being difficult. I was talking to this PR person, and she's like, well, he's only doing minimum amount of interviews, and I don't know if we can accommodate you. This is the guy who wants the entire world to be able to open their doors to him, and he's not opening his doors to anyone when it comes to doing interviews with him.
Michael's publicity machine goes into overdrive. He holds court with Peter Bart, editor of Variety. Michael is pissed off Disney has dropped the distribution of Fahrenheit 9/11.
The potential of this film to have an impact on the election is much larger than they thought. And that is more scary and perhaps worse for their personal pocketbooks if our side wins.
But Disney says they told Miramax a whole year earlier that they were not to distribute Fahrenheit 9/11.
Every person in the world, with the exception of Taiwan and Hong Kong, those are the only two places we don't have a distributor, everybody else in the world can see this movie but Americans.
At one level, Michael Moore clearly knew that he was manipulating the marketing situation by claiming censorship. But I'm sure that no matter how consciously he was aware of that, he also fully believed in his own injury, fully believed that he had been wronged.
jury is proud to award the Palme d'Or this year at the Cannes Film Festival to Fahrenheit 9/11.
He got that enormous ovation, and part of it was for the film, and part of it was because people really opposed Bush.
And the first thing that Tarantino said to me on the stage there was, I want you to know, I am not a political person. This was not given to you for the politics in the film. It was given to you because this was the best movie we saw this year.
Gilles Jacob, who runs the festival, said that it was an absolutely pure political move. I think I would take his word over Tarantino's.
Right. Got it.
10 days after Cannes, Michael strikes a distribution deal with Lionsgate Films, IFC Films, and the Weinstein Brothers' newly formed company. Miramax had a history of going to Lionsgate to help them distribute controversial films Disney didn't want to touch.
Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien.
In fact, everyone came out very well out of it. Disney was able to recycle the profits in such a way that no one could accuse them of colluding with Moore, but they didn't do badly. And neither did Moore, and neither did the Weinsteins. Everyone wins, except for those who really care about honest political debate.
The world embraces Fahrenheit 9/11. Its phenomenal success is unparalleled in the documentary film world. It grosses over $220 million and is the first American film to publicly denounce George Bush and his war in Iraq. It starts a debate that ripples through America. Michael hopes it'll be the stake needed to drive George Bush from office.
Fahrenheit 9/11 has been great to get some discourse going, which is certainly the most you can hope for with a film, is that it throws some ideas out there and challenges some perspective. I don't know what's going to happen with the election.
I hope that this documentary affects the election, because this documentary is telling the truth regarding a lot of issues where the truth has been suppressed for the last 3 years.
Here's a guy who's speaking his mind, and a lot of people agree with him. I basically agree with him myself. I don't always agree with his methods, but his political point of view is something that every man on the street here basically agrees with.
The fact that Michael Moore's films are very popular is perhaps an indication that American society cares more about entertainment than it cares about politics, because they're certainly not politically sophisticated or politically thoughtful.
Michael Moore could only have become popular in a vacuum. If there were a vibrant left in the United States, Michael Moore's milquetoast radicalism would be laughed at rather than laughed with.
Given that he is, I think, a very smart guy, I was surprised at some of the fatuousness of some of the connections that he was making.
Charges of manipulation and hyperbole have dogged Michael since Roger and Me. He uses the tools of the editor to break the principles of the journalist trade. And in Fahrenheit 9/11, he's up to his old tricks.
What do you say to critics who say you manipulate facts in your film to make your point? That's true. What do you think? Film is edited. It is manipulated to present a point of view. The facts in the film are 100% completely true. I didn't put the words or the semi-words in Bush's mouth. That's him speaking. That's not me, doing a ventriloquist thing.
In Fahrenheit 9/11, Michael uses this speech.
This is an impressive crowd, the haves and the have-mores.
But he fails to mention that Bush is speaking at the Al Smith dinner, a Catholic fundraiser where politicians are supposed to tell jokes and poke fun at themselves.
Some people call you the elite. I call you my base.
It's not fair to use something said in that context to make a point that it was not intended to make, even if there's some truth behind that point.
And I see Bill Buckley's here tonight. Fellow Yale man.
Bush comes off as a guy who's capable of self-mockery, which is a very valuable political trait.
We go way back, and we have a lot in common.
And Moore comes off as someone who doesn't fight fair.
Bill wrote a book at Yale. I read one.
I think he abuses people. I would suspect that many people who have been